All right, guys, this is Will Zanders, and there's a couple of videos I really wanted to get out, but with this particular getting started video, it's going to be probably broken up into two parts for time purposes. But number one, as if I had personally sponsored you. Okay, this is the exact type of conversation we would have when I was getting to the process of helping you launch your business. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to really establish what your long-term goal is for joining network marketing, specifically here at HBN. And if you were to select a long-term goal, maybe your goal might be, my goal when I first started, after I worked out that goal with my mentor, my goal was long-term residual income. That was my goal. I wanted long-term residual income. So whatever your singular focus goal is, give it some thought, but I want you to get a pen and paper and write that down. If it isn't written down, it doesn't exist, okay? The second thing that I would do is we would establish some short-term goals, which are really three things that you want to do, like why are you really doing this business? Because like one of my mentors, Dale Calvert, always tells me, Dale says, if you don't know why, the how doesn't matter. So why are you doing this? And as an example of things we're talking about, when I first started network marketing years ago, I wanted to basically retire. I was in my 9.5 year of a law enforcement career that was supposed to be 30 years. I had a college degree. I think that's a picture of me at one of my law enforcement gigs right there, right? I had my college degree. I went back and got another degree later on, but I had education and stuff, but I love protecting and serving, loving law enforcement. But almost 10 years in, on and off, I was like, you know, I don't want to be human target practice for criminals. I'm over it. And so I was looking for a way out. So one of my goals was to retire from law enforcement. And you know how the story goes. I ended up being able to retire because of network marketing. I made so much money, I was able to retire 21 years early. And I've been happily unemployed ever since. So there's that part. But one of my first goals was to retire, but that wasn't specific enough. I needed a certain amount of money a month. So for me back then, I needed about $5 grand a month. All I needed was $5 grand a month, every single month, and I knew I could walk away from that particular career, all right? Ended up making a lot more than that, but the point is, success is a sliding scale. It's a moving target. When you hit $2,500 a month in network marketing, you're gonna want 5,000. When you hit 5,000, I promise you, you're gonna want 10. When you want 10, magically, you're not gonna say, I'm successful, no more work to do here. You're gonna want 20. It's strange, but success is a moving target. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. I think Earl Nightingale said that. But the point of the story is I wanted that. I wanted a souped up Dodge Challenger. I wrote that down, and that's exactly what it looked like because I ended up getting that car. That car was only about 20-some thousand bucks, but I had 20-some thousand worth of mods put in it too. So it was the exact car I wanted. And I wanted a Hawaiian vacation. I never went to Hawaii. That happened too. I've been to Hawaii 10 times, okay? I love the Hawaiian Islands. That's me and my first surf lessons in Hawaii years ago. And I think the last thing I had on my list was I wanted some arcade games. A lot of people like PlayStation and stuff, but I like the, well, okay, so obviously I got that too. And that's not, I got more of those. They're just not all in this particular room. But the bottom line is I love arcade games. So when I first started network marketing, I had none of that. But I wrote down on a list, I wanna make 5,000 a month. I want the car I want a Hawaiian vacation, and I want some stand-up video games. And I didn't even have a place to put them at the time because I was living in a one-bedroom apartment. So it was, you know, it was what it is at the time. But I wrote those goals down. So that's like 4 goals, but write down your top 3. Write them down and put them somewhere you can see them, be it in the, on an index card or a big sheet of paper. Put them on a bathroom mirror, put one by your refrigerator, put one in your car, put one in your wallet or your purse. Write your goals down on paper. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So then the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go through a short checklist, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a short checklist right now, and this is gonna be exactly what I would tell you to do, excuse me, and make sure that you're checked if you were personally sponsored by me and we were having this communication and we already established your long-term goal and your short-term goals, all right? So the thing that we would write down would be number 1, full story. Have you got the full story about the HB Naturals products and opportunity, okay? The most popular way to do that now is either a home meeting or possibly one of our recorded webinars. You can check out on YouTube. We got plenty of HBN opportunity webinars on there. They're typically somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. But I'm not gonna check the box next to number 1, check the box that says full story. I can check that if you got the full story about HBN. So make sure that when you're dealing with prospects, they've got the full story, guys. Don't just give them an over-the-fence presentation and talk about no products and all business, or all products and no business. They need to get the full story of the HBN opportunity, and you don't have to be the one to give it to them. You can use a third-party tool. But once they've got the full story, we move on to step number 2. And what is step number 2? Step number 2 is going to be Q&A. Have they got their questions answered? And have they got their, basically questions answered, got any additional information they might need? They might not be ready to join right after they see the full story, or they might, right? But typically there's going to be a Q&A period, a question and answer period, where they can either get their concerns resolved or the questions answered. But normally it's a short Q&A that takes the form of a 3-way phone call conversation, all right? A lot of times, if someone's got a video from me, they've seen the HBN opportunity, I'll follow up. They have questions. Whenever possible, I use a 3-way phone call. We have a video on how to do the proper 3-way phone call. I like to have other people answer the questions because it's a more duplicatable process, but you'll learn about that. So number 1, did they get the full story? Number 2, have they had their questions answered? And then number 3, assuming they join, because if they don't join, we don't have to move to number 3. But if they do join, we move on to number 3, and number 3 is going to be B.O.B. And what does B.O.B stand for? Back Office Basics. Guys, we have a video out there where you learn how to navigate your back office. You don't have to become a back office master. You just have to know the bare basics about the back office. Like, for example, how to log in. You'd be shocked at how many people don't know that. How to withdraw your commissions, okay? How to find your links. The only links I use, as you'll see in the back office video, is going to be the power line link and the retail link. I don't use the other links. We got like 12 links. How to sign people up from using your links in your back office, okay? These are things that are very important. How to move people out of the placement tank to structure your organization for maximum income and maximum impact. These are just some of the basics. How to send an email support ticket or call corporate to get some questions answered, to get conflicts resolved if something, you made a mistake or something. Guess what? These are just back office basics, guys. How to purchase a product, or how to set up an auto delivery. Here at HBN, guys, if you have 100 CV auto ship, guess what? You get $250 in free gift cards every month. But how would you know where to find them in the back office if you've never been taught? So you need to take 10 to 20 minutes, send them the back office video, or if you can, go through it with them. You get on the phone with your new prospect once they got the full story, once they got the questions answered, and once they signed up, guess what? Time to go through that back office. Let's test drive this car. You can be on the phone, they're on the phone, and you can be talking them through a short back office tour, guys. They need to know those things. Auto ship, how to purchase product, how to use gift cards, how to sign people up with the links, how to log in, how to, change different configurations and things, but just the bare basics. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. Then we move on to number 4. Number 4 is going to be 2 lists that they have to have, and one of the lists should already be complete. The list should be their top 3 reasons they're doing network marketing here at HBN. What do you want to achieve? So that first list should have already been done. The second list is going to be a list of 20 people to practice with. Guys, when I finish doing the Getting Started training, kind of like I've just done with you, the next thing I ask under step 4, after they got their goals established, is going to be, I need a list from you on paper, okay? You need to write down a list of the names and contact information of 20 people, be it Facebook information or phone number information, or somebody contact 20 people. Don't prejudge them, and you need to make a list of 20 people for us to practice with. Now, what are we gonna do with this list of 20 people that we made during step 4? We're going to go into step 5 in the next video, and we'll talk about what to do with that list. So for right now, guys, you're going to set your goals. You're going to make sure they got the full story. You're going to make sure they got their questions answered. You're going to make sure they know how to navigate the back office. And then the last part of this section is you're going to make sure that they know they need to make a list of 20 names to practice with. And when they get back with you about that list, I give people 24 hours max to make that list, and we set up the next phone call. Okay, I need to talk to you tomorrow at 1 o'clock then. 1 o'clock's good? Awesome. We'll talk tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You'll have your 20 names, and I'll tell you what to do with it then. So what do you do with those 20 names? Guys, click the link in the description section below on part 2 for getting started, and I'll teach you how to take your new distributor to the next steps. This is Will Zanders, and I'll see you in a sec.